Hi there. It's Tuesday, November 28th, and time for Proverbs 28. Let's jump over there. We are still talking warnings and instructions. The wicked flee when no one is pursuing, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. Right. The criminals have hideouts. You know what? By the transgression of a land, many are its princes. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, so it endures. By transgression of a land, many are its princes. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, so it endures. A poor man who oppresses the lowly is like a driving rain which leaves no food. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law strive with them. Strive with them. Evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand all things. I like that. Those who seek the Lord understand all things. Get that? Better is the poor who walks within his integrity than he who is crooked, though he be rich. Right. Wow. That deserves a yellow highlight right there. Integrity is most important. He who keeps the law is a discerning son, but he who is a companion of gluttons humiliates his father. Right. The kids are ashamed of. He who increases his wealth by interest and usury gathers it for him who is gracious to the poor. Let's read that again. That was weird. He who increases his wealth by interest and usury gathers it for him who is gracious to the poor. Let's see this dictionary. I like that. Usury, the illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. Interest at unreasonably high rates. So, loan sharks, okay? Credit card companies that charge like 30% interest. He who turns away his ear from listening to the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Got that? Even his prayer is an abomination. That could mean all of these wonderful judges that are out there today, not ruling on law, but ruling on their own feelings. Yeah, a lot of that going on. He who leads the upright astray in an evil way will himself fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit good. Is it possible to lead the upright astray in an evil way? Maybe by making them so angry that they lash out. The rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding sees through him. Wow, I like that. You give somebody a lot of money and instantly they think they're smarter than everybody else. It puffs you up full of pride and stuff. And there's poor people, you see right through that. Like a software engineer who became multi-billionaire, who now thinks he's a doctor, though he has no medical training and no degree of any kind. But the poor, who has a little understanding, you can see right through that kind of stuff. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, men hide themselves. Right. He who conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will find compassion. Got that? How blessed is the man who fears always, but he who hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Another word for fears is respects or reveres. Okay. Like a roaring lion and a rushing bear is a wicked ruler over a poor people. Boy, a lot of that going on, huh, in some of these countries. Like North Korea, you know. A leader who is a great oppressor lacks understanding, but he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. A man who is laden with the guilt of human blood will be a fugitive until death. Let no one support him. Right. There are people today. You ever wonder how do they sleep at night? Well, they don't. Okay? And they never will. He who walks blamelessly will be delivered, but he who is crooked will fall at once. Fall at once. He who tills his land will have plenty of food, but he who follows empty pursuits will have poverty and plenty. You like that? Poverty in plenty. Right. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who makes haste to be rich will not go unpunished. Yeah. Get rich quick scheme. You know they call them schemes because they're schemes. To show partiality is not good, because for a price of bread, a man will transgress or lie. Right? We're talking about these judges out there today. A man with an evil eye hastens after wealth and does not know that want will come upon him. Right? It's never enough. He who rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than he who flatters with the tongue. Right? Correct someone when they're wrong gently. Will find more favor. He who robs his father or his mother and says, "It's not a transgression," is the companion of a man who destroys. Right. An arrogant man stirs up strife, but he who trusts in the Lord will prosper. Got that? Don't stir up trouble. Okay. He who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but he who walks wisely will be delivered. He who gives to the poor will never want, but he who shuts his eyes will have many curses. That's it. You give to the poor, God will always, always reward you. It says that all over the Bible. And never contradicts that fact. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. Right. So that's Proverbs 28. Not a very long chapter. We'll go over our highlights. Verse 4. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law strive with them. And part of verse 5. Those who seek the Lord understand all things, and evil men do not understand justice. It's like they say. I'll highlight the rest of that too. Evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand all things. Right? They say gun laws don't apply to criminals. They're going to get guns anyways. They don't understand justice. Okay, you highlighted verse 6. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than he who is crooked, though he be rich. Right. Verse 8. He who increases his wealth by interest and usury, or loan shark, unreasonable interest rates, gathers it for him who is gracious to the poor. That's interesting. He who turns away his ear from listening to the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Right? That could mean anybody who's going against the Constitution, okay, which is unfortunately most of Congress right now. He who leads the uproar, we read that already. Okay. Verse 11, the rich man is wise in his own eyes, but the poor who has understanding sees through him. Right. Okay. How blessed is the man who fears always. All right, verse 14. Verse 17, a man who is laden with the guilt of human blood will be a fugitive until death. Let no one support him. Right. A lot of that going on. Okay. Verse 19, he who tills his land will have plenty of food, but he who follows empty pursuits will have poverty in plenty. You don't even have to explain that one. Verse 20, a faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who makes haste to be rich will not go unpunished. Verse 21, to show partiality is not good, because for a piece of bread a man will transgress. Right. And verse 27, he who gives to the poor will never want, but he who shuts his eyes will have many curses. All right? Or hides his eyes. Don't see it when it's right there in front of you. So, that's Proverbs 28. It's interesting. There's only a few left. And we'll squeeze 31 in there, even though there's not 31 days. So we'll squeeze it in there somewhere. So, have a good day. Have a good week. Keep praying. Keep reading. Be wise. See you tomorrow.